Hi, I'm Dan from Literary Gladiators, and today I'm doing a review of a story that I actually is probably one of my favorites, The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. The Outsiders tells a story of a kid named Ponyboy, and basically his adventures, I think based in the 1950s with the Greasers and the Socs. In case you don't know who those are, the Greasers are these gang of like kids. They're kind of like what you would say like the kids who live in like the slums or the poor side of town, and then the Socs are like the rich kids, the elitists, the things that live in like the good part of town. This story explains basically their wars and the lives that they used to live. The story for the first four chapters is kind of getting to know the characters and who they are, their personalities, and get to meet all the members of the Greaser gang that Ponyboy and his two brothers hang out with, Soda Pop and Daryl. You also meet other characters such as Dallas, Two-Bit, Johnny, and many others. I can't remember all the names, but there's probably more in there that I'm forgetting. The entire story begins to really pick up in chapter 5, after a bit of an incident with one of the Socs, which they call Rumbles. It ends up escalating to the death of someone with a stabbing. After that, Ponyboy and Johnny tend to try and skip town, they get help from Dallas, and things just escalate from there. A lot of the story is that it's not trying to idolize gang life, it's trying to tell you the dangers of being in a gang and the type of life that you should live. While I love all the characters, the thing is, it is very sad when certain characters die, you know. I remember I read this book in 8th grade, and one of the questions that we were asked was, which two characters do you think will survive near the end? I got the question right, but mainly because I forgot the name of one of the characters and confused them up for another character. I confused Dallas with Two-Bit and got the names wrong. But, you know, I got the answer right, so that was kind of good for me. The story also tends to end in a way where it's kind of full circle, if that makes any sense. If you read the book, and you read the first line and the last line, they're exactly the same. Alright, and I kind of like that, where it's kind of full circle, because when you read the book, you're reading it from the point of view of Ponyboy, who is our main focal character, and we focus on what he goes through. Everything is told through his eyes, and we end up getting the backstory from other characters. So when you see everything from his point of view, and then the thing is, at the very end, where it starts off exactly the same, makes you wonder that when you go back to read the book again the second time, are you reading Ponyboy's point of view as the events happen, or are you reading what he wrote about, essentially him writing the book, The Outsiders? You know, I mean, of course he didn't write it, he's a fictional character, but you get the whole thing. Alright, the book also has a lot of slang in it that isn't really used today. It uses slangs that was like used in the 1950s a lot. I remember one time I was very confused by the term heater, which technically is a slang term for gun. And people don't really say rumble anymore, they kind of say brawl or fight. So, you know, there are some slang terms that, you know, may be missed. This version has bonus material. The thing is that tends to help me. It actually has a thing on the back here to explain what some of these slang terms mean. Because, you know, we don't use a lot of them anymore. But basically, if you like S.E. Hinton and you like her work, and you like stories about gangs and stuff like that, this is definitely a good book to pick up. It's not overly violent. It's a nice short story, and it's very enjoyable to read. I read it in 8th grade in middle school, and the thing is, I've loved the book ever since. So if you ever get a chance, definitely check out The Outsiders. It's definitely worth a read. And, if you like what we do here, consider subscribing to our channel, and if you want to continue supporting us, check us out on Patreon as well. Till next time, keep reading.